All you have to do is subscribe. Click that button. Alright, let's go.
Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Hey YouTube, iTechnology Today here, and instead of trying to fit a whole lot of information from the last Apple event into one video, I'm going to try to do a specific review of each of the individual Apple products that have come out in the last couple days. Now I can't give you a complete view on what it's like because they won't be released until next week, so I'll get my hands on new iPods and the Apple TV sometime then. I have used iTunes 10, and I'll get into that in another video. This video is going to be all about the new iPod Touch. And now the biggest feature on the new iPod Touch, in my opinion, is that they've integrated FaceTime. And this FaceTime is going to work over Wi-Fi, obviously, and it'll work just like the iPhone. You'll be able to switch the front and back camera and just chat with people. And it's not going to be limited to iPod to iPod. You'll also be able to contact iPhones, I imagine through some kind of special code or through email being their phone number instead. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work, but that's the basic idea, and I'm sure it's going to be, insanely popular. The next big thing they added was the Retina display, which has 4 times the pixels as the old display, and actually has more pixels per inch than the human eye can detect. That means that you cannot see any pixels at all in any images. It's amazingly sharp. I've seen it on the iPhone 4. You won't believe how clear the pictures are, especially when it's taken with the new camera, which has now also been added to the iPod Touch. The iPod Touch can shoot in a full 720p video, which is astounding. It also can take pictures with the new HDR that they've built into iOS 4.1, which hasn't come out yet, but will be on the new iPod Touches when they arrive next week. Now, the HDR is a lighting color balance correction, which from what Steve Jobs showed at the keynote and from what he said, it looks absolutely astounding. Now, along with being able to shoot videos in high definition, you will also be able to edit them on the iPod itself. Also, you can get iMovie from the App Store, which I believe is $5. You can get iMovie from the App Store and edit videos right on your iPod Touch, just like you would an iMovie on your computer. Along with the iPod Touch, something that's a little different is Game Center, which isn't actually an iPod Touch specific thing. It's more of a iOS 4.1, but Game Center is going to be a really great thing. There was a demo at the keynote of how it would be integrated, and it looks amazing. It's going to take your games and allow you to play your friends online or other people with similar skill levels as you online. So I'll get into more of that when I've tested it some. Along with that, a new 3-axis gyroscope is built into the new iPod Touch, and it'll have full tilt, roll, and yaw support. So it's going to be completely, amazing how the games are going to be able to be worked out with, or how games are going to be able to be played with the new iPod Touch. And I've used it again on the iPhone 4, and it's absolutely astounding. Apple's also put their new A4 processor into the iPod Touch, so you get about 1 gigahertz of power now with the new iPod Touch, which is, astounding for a mobile device. Some visual differences: the volume button, the volume rocker, is now 2 individual buttons, which will be interesting to see how that feels when you use it. It's also now has a flat back, more like the first generation iPod Touch. It's kind of rounded and flat. It's hard to describe from the pictures. The pictures don't really give a good idea of what it looks like. I'll have to look at it in person when it comes out. It'll be easier to tell. Also, there's no plastic on the back anymore where the Wi-Fi antenna is. So I'm interested to see where the Wi-Fi antenna is located. I imagine that they've assumed that there'll be enough Wi-Fi coming out of the front glass, I assume, because now the whole front is a glass substance, which it always has been. It's their new glass. The new whole front is their new glass that they designed for the iPhone 4, which is on the front and back. So I assume that something to be integrated with that. Also, the microphone is on the back of the iPod instead of the bottom. So I assume it's a pretty high quality one, since you'll be able to FaceTime with the microphone facing away from you. I'll have to test that also. Also, there's a speaker port on the bottom now. Instead of the speaker being completely internal, it now has a speaker port on the bottom, which I imagine is going to greatly increase volume. Besides that, there really isn't a lot of new features with the iPod Touch, but I am really excited to see how it comes out, and I'll have a few pictures of what it looks like here. It's gonna be, it's gonna be huge. I imagine it's gonna be the most popular iPod Touch. It has all kinds of new features that are really, really amazing. So thanks guys, and I have some other videos out now about the iPod Nano Shuffle and iTunes 10, so check those out too. I'll keep you updated, and I'll post some more videos once I know exactly, or once I've tested the new iPods.